Good evening, our viewers, wherever you are. As I had promised you this last week that today we'll be having our new president in studio, I now invite you that you may listen to him and learn from him, as he has a lot of plans for you. Welcome. I'm Collins Ngetich. You are watching Prime TV. Welcome very much, Mr. President. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm fine, thank you, sir. And I'm delighted to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for accepting our invitation. And the first question, guys may know you as a Forrester. Who is Pravin Forrester?
Well, Pravin Forrester is a young, ambitious man. I'm a second year student at Kabarak University. I'm 20 years of age, and I'm privileged to be elected as the president of Kabarak University. Yes.
Would you like to tell us how did you receive the news now that you are being told you are the president? How did you receive the news?
Wow, it was great. The feeling, it was phenomenal. I didn't expect it because, of course, I knew I'd feel different, but it was a whole interplay of emotions, and I'm glad. Yes.
Maybe if you may allow me to ask you a question. What is your how have you grown? Have you grown in a family full of leaders, or who nurtured you to be a leader, or is it something in you?
Well, yes, I do come from a family of leaders. My grandmother, Unita Kokeo, was a nominated MCA back then. My grandfather, also Joshua Kokeo, was also a DO, I think in Moi's time. And my father, too, was also a student leader. And definitely the whole culture of leadership is in the family. And I felt fit that I can continue the lineage. Yes.
So, have you ever been a leader, or this is your first time being a leader?
Yes, I've been a leader. I was a vice president in primary, Aga Khan Primary School in Mombasa. I was a vice president in my class 8. And I went to Maranda High School, where I also became a peer counselor for the 4 years that I was in Maranda High School. Yes, so leadership has been something I started from a while back. Yes.
I do understand very well that you were vying for a social affairs man. What drove you to fight for that position of men?
Yeah, okay, well, when I chose the docket of social affairs, one thing I had in mind is that I had to look at my personality and which docket fits my personality and how I relate with people. And I found out that I resonate more with the men specifically, and I'd love to change the men dynamics in campus where we can, empower, engage, and elevate, the great men of Kabarak University. Yes.
Now you won as a social affairs in that docket of social affairs men. You came and now vied to be the president. What drove you to that position?
Well, once I won my social affairs docket, I saw the light that, maybe let me just go for this presidency, because as much as I wanted this director of social affairs, it's also good to also be an overall leader. And so I gave it a shot, and I thank God that here I am. Yes.
Now that you are the president of Kabarak University Student Organization, I know you've got plans. Your subjects have got their expectations. Maybe by looking at this camera, what should these guys or should your colleagues expect from your leadership?
Yes, a very good question, by the way. And I champion for inclusivity. I believe in including people in plans and working as a team. Teamwork is very important. And through my post as the president, I believe I want to engage people and make campus life interesting, because inclusivity is what matters. Yes.
So talking of inclusivity, I do understand that we do have different schools with different departments. What does your docket or your office planning to ensure that each and every student, regardless of the course they are pursuing, are fairly inclusive, maybe in terms of their talent, in terms of their growth?
Okay. Yeah, in fact, today I had a meeting with my counselor, and we were, talking about our agendas for this semester. And one issue came about that we want to reach out to the various presidents of each school, so that at least we are in tandem with them, so that if we have the presidents of those schools, they can be able, to channel our information to their executives, and it can reach the school, even to their class reps, to make it more effective. Yes.
There are these guys who are asking themselves that, you know, um, you are the president, and you are vying for social affairs men. They're asking, will you serve as the president alone, or now you will serve in both the dockets?
Well, a very good question too. But that's why that's why I say that I believe in teamwork, and I have a team, a whole council. As much as I'm the president, I also delegate. I also delegate my duties to my various council members or other fellow directors. And so, as much as I'm the president, I still have my docket that gave me this post as the president. I cannot forget it. But again, delegation is also important, because also being a president has its own roles. And so if I just say that I'm going to be dealing with men, it's going to be a bit more unfair. So I'm now president, I'm the umbrella for the school. So definitely I have to delegate my duties on social affairs men to my other fellow directors. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, when it comes to, you know, we do understand very well that the last two regimes have been led by ladies. What do we expect in this regime that is now being led by a man?
Well,
that is different from other ones.
Okay. One thing is that leadership is from within. And I do communicate with the previous regime and the presidents, especially the President Emeritus, Karen Birech, a very good friend of mine. In fact, she's really taking me around school and showing me, the left and right and how to maneuver around school. So one thing I tell people is that once you have someone who is engaging, someone who is confident, someone who's outgoing, the council has no room for failure. So that is what I promise the people of Kabarak. I, as Forester Kokeo, promises to deliver. Yes.
They do say that to any river flowing there is a source. You will ask a young child that, when I grow up, I want to be an engineer like so and so. Who is this leader that motivated you, or who has mentored you? Maybe you have met him or not, but you have been looking at him or her and you are like, I would like to be like this leader. He has mentored me.
Well, I'm a huge fanatic of African literature, and I do a lot of African literature. But I draw a lot of my inspiration from Martin Luther King Jr. through his speeches and how he was very visionary, together with other African leaders such as Kwame Nkrumah. I listen to a lot of African literature, and it really compels me to become a leader like no other. Yes.
Thank you very much that there is someone who has mentored you. But again, there is this person maybe you are vying together with, you are competing with, maybe in the same docket or in any other docket, but he or she feels like he or she failed. What word or what advice can you give to him or her?
Again, being chosen, or maybe as the leader, or as a director of social affairs, or even the president, does not make me special. It's just that I became the first among equals. And what I can tell